Lighty gets in the middle of it, drives, and scores. And a steal by Diebler. And the Carmens Cruz team is 2 away from winning. Here it comes. And it's over. Carmens Cruz, the champions.
That is great stuff right there. Currently joined by Sports Director Matt McCoy and stars of the game, Jon Diebler, David Lighty. Men, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
Hey,
for
what's up, man?
You guys haven't seen each other in a long time.
Great. I'll tell you what, this game has got to be one of the highlights of career for sure. But, I mean, David playing Dealer of the Year, high school back in 2005. Diebler, this is a dude that has more high school points than Jim Jackson, Jerry Lucas, LeBron James. Guys, I got to ask, where does this win in the basketball tournament? Where does this thing rank career-wise for you?
Oh, for me personally, it's up there with everything. And, especially for the group that we have, that we did it with, I think that's the main thing that makes it so special.
John?
Yeah, it's just to kind of, especially at this stages in our careers, to be able to, finally get one a nice little championship and kind of make up for some things that we didn't get to maybe complete or finish in college. It was a good time.
That's really interesting, John, because I was wondering, you guys achieved so much here at Ohio State and were as good as anybody for a couple of years, and both of your senior years, 2011. I'll go to my grave believing that had you beaten Kentucky, you were going to go on and win the national title. But, Knight hits a shot. I was wondering, does that, when you guys play together now, and David, I'll start with you, does that fuel you? Is that kind of, hey, let's finish what we didn't finish in college? Is that something you think about?
Everyone is different, but for me, I'm a competitor, so. Yes, for sure. That still haunts me to this day. Like you said, you felt like we would have went on and win the national championship, and of course we feel the same way. So it's a little gratification to, like I said, win something with this group and kind of, close a door that we should have done, maybe a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree with Dave. It's definitely, we had the Big Ten championships and some other accomplishments, but obviously winning that national championship our senior year, we felt like we were the best team in the country, and obviously we didn't play up to our standards or how we felt we could have played in a game and lost. But obviously our college experiences were great, and we loved that. But again, to kind of come back and win a championship here, 8 years later is it's pretty exciting.
No doubt about it. Carmen's Cruz stars, Jon Diebler, David Lighty, our guests. Guys, how fun was it to have Coach Mata along for part of the ride? We talked to Coach earlier in the week, and he seemed like he was just so pleased to be part of the mix again.
No, it was good to have him.
Now, John, didn't you and Aaron kidnap him? At least that's what he told us. Is that how he ended up?
To say, it was random.
Yeah, it was. It was random because, again, I wasn't sure if I was going to be there. And then when I got the go-ahead to make the trip to Chicago, the time Kraft and I were leaving Columbus because we were driving, it would have put us right in the middle of rush hour in Chicago, and I don't think anyone wants to be in that. So we took a quick detour to Indy. I asked Coach if he was home, and he said, yeah. And I called him, and I was like, are you busy? And he was like, oh, in typical Coach Mata fashion, let me check my schedule. And and then, we stopped by. He cooked us some food on the grill, and then throughout the dinner, and with his daughters and Barb there, I think that helped. We kind of passive-aggressively, hey, Coach, you should come with us. And then they're like, yeah, you should go. And I was like, we're going to come back right after the game because Aaron and I drove back after the game. So, yeah, and then Mrs. Mata's the best. Literally at dinner, she's on her phone. We're all talking, and then she just bursts out hey, Thad, I can get a room right now.
Outstanding.
And that was all it took.
Yeah.
That was it.
That obviously shows how close you guys are to Coach Mata. And Dave, I know he still means a lot to you to this day, too.
Oh, for sure. He's one of the main reasons I became a Buckeye. since day one, it just felt right. It felt like family on my visit coming down to Ohio State. So that has just enhanced, since, wow, what was that, 2004, I think it was?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really a family bond now.
I got to ask you, because when you guys play together, I mean, it brings back a lot of great memories. I had somebody, in fact, on Twitter this week say that he enjoys watching you play, and he linked that Party in the USA video you guys did your senior year. And
Oh, goodness.
yeah, I mean, everybody remembers that stuff, and you guys were a lot of fun. And you clearly, I mean, it's, 8 years later, you're still playing together. You clearly like playing together. Does the winning make it fun to play together, or did the chemistry create the winning, if that makes any sense? The fact that you guys get along. So what do you think? Which came first, the winning or the chemistry?
I think it was the chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably one of the best things about even just this tournament is us just like going on the road again and staying in the hotel, playing cards, taking all Dave's money in cards.
We got a little bit back. It's okay.
No, but seriously, like we have so much fun together, and just again, like we play cards all the time, and you literally thought we were back in college again. We just always pick up right where we left off.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. John, I'm curious, how's your Turkish?
My Turkish is pretty good.
Yeah?
I feel like I can understand and speak a decent amount.
David?
What about French for you, Dave?
Yeah.
Parle français.
So, I mean, when you're playing overseas, I mean, is the game much different over there, or is it just basketball is basketball, go tear it up and get it done?
Actually, each country is kind of different, depending on where you are. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to the coaches and the style that the teams have. Basketball will always come back to being basketball. Going out and doing what you do best. I think at this point in our careers, we know our games and, what we can do and what we can't do. And I think it's just finding the right fits when you find a team overseas to, bring the best out of you.
All right, one of the elements of the TBT is the Elam ending. I'm wondering, do you guys like that? Well, you probably do. You won $2 million as a team, as a team with it. But it's, you set a target score. You guys win it with Will making the free throws. You have to get to a certain point. John, does it change strategy having that as opposed to the traditional clock ending? Does it feel different, or is it just basketball?
I personally like it. I think that there's definitely strategy involved. I mean, if you have a lead, with coaches calling a timeout, if they have the ball right when that 4 minutes hits, or they use a foul, or whatever. But yeah. I like it, and when you think about it, like when we play in the summertime, and Dave knows when we're in the gym, have an open gym, we don't just put a clock up and say, all right, we're going to play for 10 minutes, a game for 10 minutes. It's usually we set a score, like we're going to play to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's 1 by 2 or straight up, whatever. So, and even when you're younger out at the park, you set a score. You don't have a clock out at the park. So when you think about it like that, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess I have been doing this for a while, but to do it in an official game is pretty cool.
Yep. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Guys, I tell you what, I wish we could talk all day, but we've got to push forward. It's such a delight to have you on. We wish you warm congratulations, because you earned it. And I tell you what, Buckeye Nation, you feel like you won it for us. So thanks very much for letting us celebrate with you.
Definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks
That's
a lot,
Jon
guys.
Diebler and
Appreciate
David
it.
Lighty, basketball insanity, $2 million in the TBT. Boom, right there, Matt. Good stuff. Thanks for hooking us up.